And again, that's small margins. If you don't take opportunities, you're gonna obviously you're gonna rue them and not win matches.
Yeah.
I thought a very good game from Mamelodi Sundowns. I thought they started the game off well, died off a little bit after conceding those two goals, but in the second 45, they really came back and represented the country well. I thought that some of the changes that the coach made, Litaku coming on, having an assist, Mutiba being able to get the goal also. I love it when the coaches go to the bench and they bring players and they elevate the game to the next level. And that's what Mutiba did. A lot of questions were raised around him being introduced in the CAF Champions League final to say, Coach, what did you see for you to be able to play this man or these players? Today, he proves to the coach that continuity in believing in him, and he rewards him with a goal.
Yeah, it gets very difficult if you look at the way that Mamelodi Sundowns started, right? Yeah. Very, very bright, enterprising, a lot of opportunities that we said they really should have buried. And when you now go on the back foot, it gets so difficult to pull yourself out and to remain motivated to make a difference. I mean you look at how this game started.
Yeah, obviously, prior to this goal from Ribeiro, we had Matthews had a great opportunity. He took Shula on the left-hand side, but this goal obviously just demonstrates what Sundowns are capable of doing. The quick passing and then obviously increase of speed. Ribeiro running with the ball at his feet and calmly waiting for Kobel to commit himself, and he slots the ball across the goal. So a great move. Obviously, also the run from Reyners opens up that defense for Ribeiro.
Oh, they didn't sit back, they were proactive.
For Ribeiro to then drive into, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, really, really was excellent. Let's take another look at it, a closer look at everything that Mamelodi Sundowns did right.
We spoke about this game becoming technical quality versus aggression.
Yes.
Mamelodi Sundowns with the technical quality. They are on the left-hand side. They're trying to squeeze them there. 4 versus 3, they're trying to squeeze them. They get out of that press. That is Mamelodi Sundowns, excellently done so. The end of God is on Ribeiro. He goes on to score the goal in this instance. Look at the midfield 3, trying to take away space and time, making it 3 versus 2. But Mamelodi Sundowns in this instance, they've got Themba Zwane, which is the man that we are spiraling. Look at the space that I'm highlighting on the bottom of your screen. It means Mamelodi Sundowns are looking to use that space because the non-pressure area. As soon as Ribeiro drives forward, that is the space that you want just in front of that back 3, behind that midfielders. Now look at these 3 defenders that I'm highlighting. Now it becomes a 3 versus 3 with Mamelodi Sundowns' explosive speed, ability to drive the team forward. I'm going to pause it here and spiral 2 players, Reyners and Mudau, who's the fullback. They've made it into the penalty area. But Ribeiro does not need their assistance in this moment, and it was an excellent move for Mamelodi Sundowns getting that goal. The movement away from Reyners, the use of the space, interchange of position between Themba Zwane and also Ribeiro in that moment, excellent goal.
Yeah, you look at the equalizer, and that was the first attempt from Dortmund.
Yeah, again, unfortunately, playing out from the back, it needs obviously players available. Also, it goes with a certain amount of risk. And in Ronwen's case, he didn't see Michka coming towards the play, and he passes right into his path. And obviously, it's an opportunity for him to finish it first time. Very unfortunate error from Ronwen, and that brought Dortmund back into the game.
Yeah, second goal in.
Because for me, when the ball is wide, Ronan Williams is looking to receive that ball from that wide position. But the last time he checked, he saw Mukwena was in front of the goal scorer. So for me, it's the pictures that he's taking. This is the second goal that they score in terms of Dortmund getting their third goal.
Yeah, again, getting caught in possession, Mukwena, and was pressed in the defensive half, and when you lose possession there, look at the 4 Dortmund players. Jurassic gets the ball, puts it wide, but then he peels away to the second post, and great elevation obviously in order to win that header to score the goal.
Oh, beautiful stuff there. His 10th goal in his last 8 appearances in all competitions. For Kirasi, you said it. Give him the service.
Yeah. We spoke about it. The first game, everybody's like, but he wasn't anywhere in the match. But they never serviced him. They never provided him the ball. This time around, you can see what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the goal that Gurasi scores, if you take a closer look at it, You're looking at how they took away space and time. But for me, when you go into that moment and look at it, when Mokoena gets the ball here, it's a 4 versus 1 and finish. He makes that contact at the highest point, which makes it difficult for Ronald Williams to be able to make the save. A well-taken goal, transitional goal, taking away space and time. One thing that Mokoena would learn from that is that when you're asking for the ball, you need to have done this already before you ask for the ball. Because if you don't scan, you don't know who's coming on the side. And that's where the press came from Dortmund. And they dispossess him and they go on to score the goal.
Yeah, so many looking forward to seeing how Bellingham would perform in his first start for Dortmund.
Yeah, I think, I've said it before in the sense where he looks so much like his brother. It's unbelievable. If his name wasn't Job, you would have thought it was Jude playing for Dortmund again. But, his physical presence, look at him making that late run into the 18-yard area, good first touch, under control, and he gets a bit of fortune, obviously, hitting the ball hard and low, and it deflects off Keanu Kipero, and Ronwin goes the opposite side. But the minute they start moving like this, going into the spaces, and Job is not even in the picture yet until the ball comes into the 18-yard area, and he calmly slots it underneath Kipero's legs to get his first goal on his first start.
You can see what the coach wants. As soon as the ball goes wide, look at how Dortmund floods that penalty area. Good first start from Job to be able to take it down on the lace technique, on the half volley. Bellingham, who ends up being the man of the match or the superior player of the game.
Oh, fantastic. His first goal since December for Bellingham, really putting Dortmund in good stead going into the second half. Utterly dominant in terms of the scoreline, but many more opportunities for Mamelodi Sundowns. So we were asking, what could they do in the second half?
Yeah, this is one of the few opportunities that Tebogo Mokoena had from a set play. It gets a slight deflection from the wall itself, and they get a corner awarded. It just goes over the crossbar, clipping the top of it. But those was one of the few rare opportunities they had.
Yeah.
Good technical quality from those distances. Mokoena, we were asking ourselves who's gonna take it. Is it Ribeiro? Is it Mokoena? It favored the right-footed player. Unlucky not to get a deflection from that wall, but it was a well-taken free kick.
No, it certainly was. But even with those opportunities, the route continued.
Yeah, the route continued. Look at how they play one-touch football, making the runs on the shoulder of the last defender. But as soon as it rotates out wide, you can see Kuriso Mudau does his best here. He is charging at Stevenson to be able to take away space and time. Unlucky for that deflection. Ronan Williams already committed. Questions of offside, there's no offside at all. But when that ball is brought in the point of attack.
That's why I think it's always important, once the ball goes wide, to put in those type of crosses, whether it's hard or low in the air, you're putting pressure on the defending team to make decisions. And here you can see the deflection of Mudau obviously catches Ronwin off guard.
Yeah, it didn't look good at all. Sundowns conceding 4 goals for the first time in a game since their Club World Cup loss to Jombok back in 2016. So it didn't look good, but they kept on fighting.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it's evident the way that to score the second goal, but that's what he's been doing. He's always come up trumps for them when needed. He times his run to perfection because he just stays onside, and a glancing header managed to hit the post and come back to him. Very fortunate, but those are the type of luck you've got to create yourself, and he gets on the score sheet again.
I'm happy when a hard-working player gets rewarded. I'm happy that Reynolds gets to score the goal because he worked so hard for his team. His movement on and off the ball to be able to create spaces, tirelessly so, looking to receive and have a shot at goal. In that instance, his first attempt with the header off the post, but he's still there to be able to score his 24th goal in all competitions for this season, to go together with the 9 assists. He has been amazing for Mamelodi Sundowns.
He really has, and he becomes the first South African player to score in successive matches in a FIFA competition for South African team at senior international level. Really was fantastic. Hope springs with that goal.
Yeah, without a doubt, and obviously brought a bit of confidence back to Sundowns, and they felt they're back into the game, so hence they could go and push on and see if there's another opportunity. And the introduction, obviously, of Matiba also helped.
It certainly did help, and it also helped that Ronald Williams was just trying to keep Dortmund at bay.
That's what a top player does. Yes,
Yeah.
he made a mistake with the first goal that they score, but in this instance he redeems himself. Good feet movement to shuffle across and be able to make that parry to the side. He's still Africa's #1 in Ronald Williams. He makes a great save to make sure that Mamelodi Sundowns stays in this game, because with that save that he makes, then the confidence comes back into this Mamelodi Sundowns team. It's a goalkeeper that has kept 22 clean sheets for Mamelodi Sundowns in all competitions, so they should have confidence in his abilities.
And of course, the confidence is back. It continues, and that leads to this amazing moment. Wow.
Yeah, I think Pamutsa mentioned obviously the fact that he came on for Reynes, who didn't look too happy coming off, but you know, you've got to also manage your players, because there's another game to play, and they're playing at midday. It's quite obviously touch alone obviously sets him up, and quite happy for him to be on the score sheet coming off the bench.
I love it when the coach brings in a youngster who has just won. Obviously, the under-20 AFCON was finishing. He's known for the good finishing, Mutiba, and he slots it well.
It's amazing, as you can see with the stats. You know, the Sundowns dominating possession and also the opportunities. I think before the game we mentioned the fact that even in the last game, you know, they had so many opportunities but not converting enough. And I think that is an issue obviously that is of concern. If you come up against the bigger and better teams, it's small margins that you need to obviously take care of, and converting your opportunities is one of them.
Yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns, I thought very good. Has always controlled the tempo of the game. I thought Tebogo Mokoena today caught a little bit in terms of being dispossessed in the wrong areas. Allende ran tirelessly in that midfield. I'd love to see Adams maybe get a start in the next game.
Okay.
He's a Bafana International. Maybe Sundowns played in this game 4-2-3-1. Can Mamelodi Sundowns go back to the 4-3-3 that will accommodate 2 8s in Adams, Allende, and also Mokoena sitting? With the introduction of Thembazwane back into the team, it forces them to go to a 4-2-3-1. Can they go to a 4-3-3 in the next game? Maybe be a little bit dynamic in that midfield.
Yeah, let's get a comparison in terms of the individuals that are leading the line in attack for both Mamelodi Sundowns and Borussia Dortmund, and we said it, they were going to be key to their team's performances.
Yeah, I think both of these players, once you service them, they will provide you with goals, and you know, they're always typical number 9s in a sense where they always find themselves in that 18 and 6-yard area when the balls come in, and they avail themselves the type of runs they make, both Ikram and Gurasi. I think Gurasi obviously aerially more dominant, but with Reynes' speed and running off the shoulders, he's always going to cause problems, and again he showed with that free kick how he got in front of his marker.
Difficult to defend against, that is Reynes, because of his pace, his ability to run beyond. He has got an eye for goal. Gurasi on the other side, a different type of striker, one that really needs the supply for him to be able to get the goals, very deadly aerially. He has got his first goal of the tournament so far, but Reynes, an excellent return for Mamelodi Sundowns. 2 games, 2 goals, an excellent return.
Fantastic. Well, Sundowns, the first South African team to score 3 goals in a single game at a FIFA competition at senior level. I think that even though it was a loss, the Masandawana fans are not going to be disappointed at all with the fighting spirit of this team. Zenande, let's hear views now from those fans after the game.
What we just witnessed tonight is absolutely a football spectacle. I can tell you that for sure. Sundowns not winning, but they did not take this one lying down.
It's been electrifying, right, Zinade? It's been, people came out in numbers, of course, to support Mamelodi Sundowns, which the venue has been amazing. Seen a lot of goals. We've seen a good performances. I mean, they gave us hope, of course. When we started, we had a great start of Ribeiro giving us, that moment where everybody just lost their mind when he scored that goal. I think a lot of concentration at the back. Oh, was that a goal? Was that a goal?
It was too quick. It was too quick to be a goal. The shouting was too quick to be a goal.
Was that a goal or what? But anyways, a lack of concentration from Rodents, which is, I think, from the best of players, what they do at the training ground, it's something that they do. So you tick that, but at the same time you're considered, but it's the level whereby margins are this form. You make those mistakes, but you keep them, you learn from them. Next time you learn not to take those risks at the back, whereas bypass, the best line of defense. But more goals we saw, a thrilling performance, aside side was never given a chance, which was both sides, of course. But I think a great match of football. Everybody came in numbers. We saw a lot of goals, a lot of goals. But they can get better with this. They can get better. And I'm happy for Reyners. He makes it 2 out of 2, which is, of course, he joins other guys who have been scoring other goals. So, I mean, a good performance from the team. Subs came in with team. I'm happy for him. So, there's a lot, of course, we can move on. We can tick certain boxes, but they can get better.
Listen, I love that so much. You spoke like an analyst. Like, you spoke like we're in studio. But I love that. But coming back to the venue, it's alive, it's social. It feels like social corner. How did you find the atmosphere, the fans?
End-to-end stuff. Fans coming to one another. I mean, it's just so open. I mean, you mingle around with people, we're celebrating together. Miss chances, we're like, oh, she got goals, we're like, yeah. So the mood has been electrifying. The corner has been amazing. At global as it is, it's a stage of global, uniting people, different people coming out, coming together. Because a game of football does that. It unites us. We are able to be united, and I mean that's what we wanted also in a game of football. I mean, unfortunate, of course, but it's the next time.
Next time, okay? But we're having such an amazing time. Look, I had to drag him out of studio, bring him out here to experience social corner with me.
Yeah, they certainly are very, very proud of the performance from Mamelodi Sundowns. Group F is so exciting, and action continues later on today. But now, the attention swings to another group that is wide open, Group E, and the clash between